Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today as we get into the preview for tomorrow's game between Chelsea and Leicester at Stamford Bridge. It's going to be Chelsea's last home game, I think, for a little bit, if I'm not mistaken, because we've got Leicester at home. I know after that it's going to be Arsenal away. If I look at the fixtures, oh no, Chelsea, Tottenham after that at home, Brentford away, Ipswich at home, Fulham away, Everton at home, Liverpool at home, Newcastle away, United at home, Forest away, and then we fly to the Club World Cup. So good little blend actually. It's not one-sided, but Leicester tomorrow at home, and I think it's the game before the big run-in of games that we know we have to go through is going to start. So especially the Arsenal game next weekend. Now, bearing that in mind, where do we currently stand? Because there's games that have happened today, and we've already seen a couple of shocks. We saw the shock of Nottingham. Well, is it a shock? On paper, it's a shock. Nottingham Forest beat Man City. In terms of how this season has gone, it's not a shock because Nottingham Forest are above Man City and have been for basically nearly the whole season. And Nottingham Forest looking like they're going to get a Champions League spot. I'm going to put a prediction out there now. I think Nottingham Forest are making top 4. Some people are going to go, no, it's too early, it's too early. And yeah, it is. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm not saying that it's for sure. No, it's a prediction. I think they're going to do it. I think they'll get top 4. I don't see how they don't. They're consistent. They've got a great dynamic. They've got a good system. They've got individuals that are all delivering. They've got a manager that's getting what was asked of his players. Everything is blending right now. It's like a very well-oiled machine with Nottingham Forest. So I expect them to do it. And the way that they beat and dispatched of Manchester City earlier on today with Hudson-Odoi scoring that goal as well, which was a nice goal. A nice goal. I think they're going to finish in the Champions League places. We'll see. But they beat Man City. Liverpool beat Southampton 3-1 despite going down 1-0 to them, where Virgil van Dijk literally committed, I don't know, an error of beyond belief for a caliber of a defender of a caliber like him. I'm shocked. But Liverpool come back from behind and they won 3-1. They're going to be Premier League champions, of course. Which, by the way, little hypothetical. To be honest, it is quite hypothetical, this. It can happen, but I don't think it's going to happen, but it can happen. If Liverpool win all of their games, Arsenal win all of their games, or to make it easier, if the points gap at the moment, that it is at the moment, remains this way up until near to the end of the season, then Liverpool can win the Premier League officially, mathematically, at Stamford Bridge against Chelsea, which we don't want. But it would mean Arsenal basically have to win all their games or lose whilst Liverpool lose too. So the gap needs to remain identical. We'll see if that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Arsenal will drop some points here and there. So we'll see. But Crystal Palace beat Ipswich, which technically is not the best result in that game for us. Brighton beat Fulham 2-1. That's not a good result for us. Aston Villa beat Brentford away. That's not a good result for us. And Wolves, Everton are currently playing and it's 0-0. That doesn't concern us. And why do I say that? Because if we now look at the Premier League table, which, you know what? Let me actually, let me bring this up for you so then we can all watch this and see it together. There you go. There's the Premier League table right now. This is what it's looking like. You can see Chelsea in 5th on 46. Man City have played one extra game. They're on 47. But Nottingham Forest in 3rd are now moving ahead. They're on 51. Be a very good result if we win tomorrow. We go above Man City and we end up on 49. But Brighton have now matched us and are right up our rear end. Aston Villa have now caught up as well, and they're right up our rear end, but they've played 2 more games than us. Tomorrow will be 1 more game than us. Newcastle still haven't played. They're 2 points behind us. So this is a very, very sensitive situation. Bournemouth haven't played either. They're on 43. And their goal difference is actually really good. So we have to even pay attention to Bournemouth. We are in a position now where you got 6-7 teams fighting it out for that 4th spot and maybe 5th spot, depending on how it's going to go. It's looking like 5th is going to be Champions League worthy anyway. But there's a lot of teams competing for those 2 places here. This is going to go to the wire. And the point separating all of us is no more than 5. Man City on 47, Fulham in 10th on 42. This could turn up and go any which direction. The problem is, and people are talking about Man City's game earlier on, that's not a good result for us, technically. Why? Because Man City have a very easy run in anyway. But what this has done is push Nottingham Forest further away. I expect Man City to pick up some wins. They've got a very easy run in. If we actually have to look at their run in, let me actually look at the games that they've got. The games that they've got remaining are, well, they got Brighton. That's not easy. They got Bournemouth in the FA Cup. Then they got Leicester, Man United away, Crystal Palace, Everton, Aston Villa at home, Wolves, Southampton, Bournemouth, and Fulham. Obviously, some of those games are not going to be easy. No game's technically easy in the Premier League now, but compared to us, yeah, we got the hardest run in of all of these teams. We've got the hardest one. So, Nottingham Forest now pushing ahead, and Man City with a very good fixture list means that 5th spot could be what everyone's going to be fighting for, because I don't expect Man City to really just let go, unless if they collapse again. We'll see. But that sums up the situation in the Premier League right now, which means that tomorrow against Leicester, just like all the games that are coming up now, even the hard ones, yeah, we got to win. We just got to win. Simple as that. We just got to win. But it's not as simple as that, because we don't make it as easy as that. Now, we're on the back of the Conference League win and also the 4-0 win against Southampton, which was expected. But this one, Leicester, tomorrow, I'll be honest, I think we're winning tomorrow. I think we're winning. Leicester, all the way down in 19th, right? They're not playing well at all. We've just played Southampton. Now we got to play Leicester, and it's at home. It's not even away. I think it's going to be a similar fate. Just like Southampton came to the Bridge and got wrecked. I think Leicester come to the Bridge and they don't get as wrecked, but they get beat. That's how I think it's going to go down. So then after that, we got to start paying attention to the big games. But that's how I think it's all going to shape up. In terms of injury news and how it all affects tomorrow, apparently Wesley Fofana, who was a substitute for the last league game, is going to be available and could feature. Badiashile is also available because he's back. We've seen him back. Malo Gusto came off against Copenhagen, but apparently he's fit. No big issue. I thought there was something big there, because the way that he couldn't continue, there was no tackle or anything. I thought maybe he had damaged something inside. But no, apparently he's okay. He's okay. So he's going to be available as well. For Leicester City, Wayo Koulibaly is available after missing the defeat by West Ham. Ricardo Pereira is also back in training after a hamstring injury, but he won't be able to come for this fixture. He's not going to be ready to play. He is back in training, but not ready to play tomorrow. But apart from that, everyone for Leicester is available. So this is basically, a pretty straightforward preview, if I'm being completely honest. I've got a few things to say about the starting 11, which I'm about to get into, but here's my what we saying, my lineup, right? What I would do, my opinion, and then we'll discuss. Now, I've given you the same lineup as I put on the screen last time, and why? Now, there's a few things that were done against Copenhagen, which I feel like are good things to do, or were good things to do against Copenhagen in the Conference League, right? Having in the midfield, for example, Reece James. No, tomorrow I think we're getting Caicedo and Enzo. So that's not going to happen, right? Which for me justifies Reece James going back into the defence and putting him in the centre-back position. But in this case, again, I would go to a back three with wing-backs. I just would. I'm an advocate for this at this part of the season, because we need some solidity and we need some stability, both offensively and defensively. And I feel like when the going gets tough against an opposition that's decent enough, we get exposed. That's the problem. I feel like this shape is the best shape that gives you some sort of stability. So that defense is what I would go with. Gusto's available, cool. Cucurella back in the left-hand side, not playing Badiashile as left-back or anything like that. No, Cucurella. Going forward, we had Tyreek George against Copenhagen. I don't think that's going to be the situation tomorrow, if we're being completely honest. Got a little shake on the camera there, apologies. In goal, similar situation. Sanchez played against Copenhagen. I think Jorgensen needs to be the one playing tomorrow. End of story, right? And I think that's justified, right? We had Mueka play against Copenhagen, but that's a Copenhagen. Tomorrow, we need to, obviously, I think, put Nkunku on the pitch. He's our only real option that we can put up top. And not just Nkunku in terms of up top. Those three guys that you can see of Palmer, Neto, and Nkunku, they're all alternating between themselves. I'm not saying put Nkunku as a flat 9. No. Neto we've seen play up top technically, but then you see everyone interchanging amongst themselves, and that's what I feel like we just need to do, because we need to compensate for the fact that we haven't got an actual striker here, except for Mueka, and that's not really going to do us any justice in the Premier League at the moment. So that's why I would stick with this initial lineup that I had predicted for Copenhagen, and if I'm not mistaken, even the league game before. I think that's good enough, and I think that's the best team that we can put on the pitch right now. So that's my starting 11. What do you think? Let me know down below. Do you agree or disagree with this? Let me know. And also let me know your starting 11 as I move to the prediction. And Chelsea Leicester in the league tomorrow at the Bridge. I'll be real. I'm not saying 4-0, but I'm going to say something close. I'm going to say 3-1. Yes, we concede, right? I think we'll concede. But I think we'll score 3. I think Leicester will be open. I think Leicester will be a team that we can capitalize on. Look, like I said against Copenhagen, we've got our own issues at the moment. But there's games where even some of the individual quality we'll have will just shine through. That happened against Copenhagen. Enzo came off the bench. Reece James came on. Reece James took advantage of the role that he was playing in. And we had those combinations. Cucurella had come on, and all of a sudden we're scoring goals. Individual quality will help you in certain games against certain opponents. And I think this one is going to be another example of that, because Leicester right now are just not good enough. It's as simple as that. They're just not. It would be embarrassing to lose to them. Not as embarrassing as it would be against Southampton, but that's the next step up. Definitely Leicester right now. And all due respect, again, like I think they're going to get relegated. In terms of the relegation, actually, yeah, it's pretty tight, but actually, no, not really. Wolves, Ipswich and Leicester, 2 of them are going down for sure. Because West Ham in 16th are 11 points ahead of Wolves. And that's as it stands at the moment. So, but again, I think Leicester are going to be that team that goes down too. They're just not good enough. So tomorrow I'm expecting a straightforward day at the office. 3-1 win. What do you think? What's your prediction? Let me know. Now tomorrow, there will be the watch long for Chelsea versus Leicester. And then there will be a break. That stream will end. I will then eat. Because I have to. Because the times are interfering with the time of breaking fast over here. So, and then straight after that, we will commence the Man United Arsenal watch along literally just before kickoff. So make sure you have your eyes peeled. I will schedule those. Make sure you're there for both streams and we can watch all the football together. Chelsea, Leicester first, and then Man United Arsenal, and see what happens there, because I think Arsenal are going to go there and roll them over, if I'm being completely honest. We'll see though. You never know. So let me know your thoughts down below. Much appreciated. Your predictions as well. And I will catch all of you tomorrow on the watch long for Chelsea versus Leicester. Have a good one, people. Look after yourself. See you tomorrow. Take care. And peace.